Live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? How are you all doing today? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's a little chilly, but the sun is out. So, got my jacket on. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. For those of you that are here watching live, I do apologize for the late start. I've had a very, very productive day otherwise. And I was trying to make it on time to this stream, but I pushed myself to get some other stuff done in the studio on my laptop. I've pretty much rendered out all of my videos for this week that are coming up. Actually, I did release one earlier today. So if you're looking for some more content after this stream, pre-recorded style in the highest quality 4K 60 frames per second, go and check it out. Give me a second here, someone's coming. And we'll get to another great topic here today. This is a very, very good topic. And you're going to be surprised regarding my thoughts about it, especially if you're a guy. You're going to be surprised. You may even be surprised if you're a woman. But I'll say for this stream, I think women are going to probably be a lot happier about what I say than men, because I'm an honest guy. And I'm not anti-woman like many men are nowadays. Those anti-women type of guys just don't get it. And they just haven't learned how to become a real man yet. Or they weren't raised to be a real man. Because guys nowadays, the millennials and post-millennials, I can't even talk, the millennials and post-millennials, I keep saying this, but it's true. They're just not raised to be men anymore. And whose fault is that? Well, the parents that gave birth to them, which is my generation, and which is Gen X, and then the baby boomers, right? So we have the baby boomers and the Gen Xers to kind of blame for that. But I don't even really think it's 100% the fault of the parents. I think it has to do a lot with the social stigma nowadays and the internet. And, there are lots of very loud and proud male and female voices out there, kind of making it a competition between men and women. And a lot of these people, are just doing what they're doing because it gets them traction and ratings and, drama sells, right? So a lot of the information that these male and female loud voices out there that are discussing modern day issues between men and women are actually creating the issues because they have a loud enough voice to get people to believe their ridiculous BS. So I come out here and I like to clarify everything respectfully, professionally, and maturely, and honestly, genuinely, right? Truthfully, right? Hey, Queen, how you doing? Can you hear me okay? Thanks for putting the topic in the chat there. I appreciate it. I got to get rolling because it's going to get dark. So I can't really make that many pit stops today on this stream. I just got to keep on walking because I do want to get my 4 miles in today. I did not take a walk yesterday, and I didn't put out any content yesterday. I ended up going to dinner with my lady. We had a great time last night. She's listening to me live right now at work while she's multitasking. Good day to you, ma'am. And because of Thanksgiving coming up later this week, she's going to go to her family. I'm going to go to mine. And her and I probably won't see each other until until Saturday when she has a day off. She has a Saturday off. That's nice. That's really nice. But before we get to the topic here and I get further into this, I may end up doing a Crazy Dating Stories Volume 3 tonight from the studio. If I do that, it's going to probably start at around 7 or 7:30 Pacific, which is 10 or 10:30 p.m. Eastern. It's probably going to be a brief show, probably about an hour and a half long. It may go as long as 2 hours, just depends. There are some very interesting Reddit postings that came through on my feed today, and I got about 5 of them that I really want to talk about. And the reason why I do a lot of Reddit stuff is because a lot of younger men and women in their late teens, 18, 19, and in their 20s, a lot of men and women are struggling the most with this at that age. And they're posting, right? And they're posting some of the most ridiculous things that, to most people my age, I'm 47, I'll be 48 next month, to most people my age, if you have a pea brain, would be like, come on, man, right? You'd be like, you'd see some of the stuff that these guys are saying. She asked me out on a second date. Should I go on that second date with her? Well, if you like her, if you think she's cute, she has a great personality, yeah. Like, why are you posting on Reddit seeking validation if you should go on a second date with a woman that basically said she wants to see you again? Especially if you feel the same way about her. Just go on that damn date with her, man. Have a good time. Hang out, have fun, and hook up. That's it, right? Now, granted, I was young once too, right? And, I've always been fairly confident, but I was a little bit more on the shyer side back in those days, my teens and early 20s, but I wasn't as shy as a lot of these guys are, right? I wouldn't even question something like that back then, right? But these guys nowadays are even afraid to go on second dates with women that are practically saying, hey, dude, we want to go out with you again. You seem to be a good guy and you're cute and let's see what happens, right? And these guys are questioning the obvious, right? So that's why I do what I do. But there are even some guys in their 30s and in their 40s around my age or even older that still don't get it, right? They still don't get this stuff, right? Some people just never learn. So, I'm trying to help as many people as possible better understand male and female relationship dynamics so that way you can give yourselves the best possible shot of finding true love and happiness. Additionally, and I'm going to start talking about this more at some point when it's feasible, I'm a business coach too. I'm very experienced in working in the corporate world and running a business. I'm also experienced at making the transition from working for somebody else or in the corporate world, making the transition into becoming a self-employed entrepreneur. I can help people with that. I'm very well versed on social media. I have a very thorough understanding of YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and many other social media platforms. My late friend, God rest his soul, that passed away late last year. He used to run a marketing company, and he was a social media genius. He was just a media marketing genius. God rest his soul again, like I said. I learned a lot from that. And I want to help you folks get yourselves out there in the best possible ways. I'm feeling fantastic. I'm feeling amazing today. Again, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. And yeah, let's just get right to it. Let's get right to it. What do you say? Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco SF Bay Trail. And a different part of the Bay Trail again today. This is episode number 177, 177 of these. And Queen's practically been here since the beginning. Huh, Queen? You're a diehard, aren't you? Queen, you're a groupie. No, you're not. I'm messing with you, Queen. You know that, right? I mess with you, Queen, because you mess with me. It's all good, right? It's all good. And the topic is, are all women actually picky? Or are men, excuse me, give me a second here in my throat. Or are men not good enough? One more time. Are all women actually picky? Or are men not good enough? Now, guys and gals, you're probably going to be very surprised with what I say. If you've been following me for a while and you kind of get this stuff, you may not be surprised in what I say. But let me just start off by stating the obvious here, okay? Because if I don't state this, okay, some people will question the rest of my thoughts regarding this, right? Now, in today's modern world, crazy modern digital world of dating apps, dating sites, social media, etc., you know, there are lots of people out there just like seeking validation. Women more so do this than men with the pictures they put on Instagram and stuff like that, right? But some guys do it too, right? Although most guys will seek validation in different ways, but some guys that have a really good body, like a six-pack, will show that off. That's no different than women, you know, wearing a low-cut shirt or sticking their butt out or bending forward and showing some cleavage, right? Okay. So, you know, already in today's crazy modern dating world, we have many more options than we've ever had, which off the bat makes it more difficult for people to make decisions. At least that's how it's been, right? And it shouldn't be. But I will start off by saying that there are both men and women that are extremely and unreasonably picky. Let me repeat that one more time. There are a bunch of men and women out there, and it's not just the women, guys, it's you guys too. It's both sides. There are a lot of men and women that are unreasonably picky. Okay? I'm sure if you're a reasonable person, you've encountered many unreasonable people from the opposite sex. Okay? Or, you know, if you're gay or lesbian, the same sex. I coach, you know, gay, straight, and lesbian people too. The same principles apply in all different types of relationships. Okay? So yeah, you have to understand that there are both men and women out there that are extremely and unreasonably picky. And if you're a reasonable person looking to find true love and happiness with a partner, those are the people you need to avoid. And I'll share some more thoughts about what to look for and how to avoid those types of people in just a little bit, right? Okay? So now with the obvious out of the way, okay? Now you have the reasonable men and women that are seeking true love. And when I say reasonable, okay, you know, that doesn't mean that any decent woman is going to give just any decent guy a chance, right? And this is something that men more so struggle with than women. Because even in today's modern world, I think Dion is here. I'll get to him in a second. He is. We'll get to you in a second. Welcome to the show, Dion. SIFU, or Sifu Smo. Sorry, Sifu Smo. I used to call him SIFU SMO until he told me how to pronounce it a few months back. Queen says hello, Dion. And Dion says hello, Queen. Welcome to the show, brother. Okay. I'm kind of blasting through this trail today because it's not as busy. And I came out here late. I started closer to 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. And it's going to start getting dark at around 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. So I'm just kind of working my way through. I will be back here sometime this week to record my next set of pre-recorded videos, by the way. Because I'm already ahead. Dion, you just joined us. I started late because I was working on processing my last video, rendering out my last video for this week and getting it uploaded and queuing them all up for the rest of the week. So you folks will get a pre-recorded Walking with Purpose video at 4K 60 frames per second every day this week, including one I released earlier today. Check it out if you haven't had a chance to see it. So, even for the reasonable men and women, you still have to understand that attraction needs to be there, right? Attraction is a must and it's not a choice. I've said it before and I'll say it again, okay? Attraction is a must and not a choice. Now, it is a fair statement to say that attraction starts with physical attraction. And if you are one out there that says women are picky about looks, or women say men are picky about looks, well, you're actually right about that, but that's not the right way to say it, okay? The right way to say it is that you have to be attracted to your partner's looks. You have to be able to look and be around your partner for anything else to matter, right? I don't consider, the fact that people need to be physically attracted to each other something that's picky. It's something that's either there or isn't there, right? Okay? And for the guys and gals that get upset when other guys or gals don't give them a second shot because they're not physically attracted to them, they're actually doing you a favor. Why would you want to be with someone that's not physically attracted to you, right? Even if you're physically attracted to them. There's no better feeling than when both the man and the woman, or both partners in the relationship, are completely physically attracted to each other, right? So to me, I don't consider that being picky. Give me a second here. There's another gentleman walking the trail. He's walking extremely fast. He's like speed walking. I could walk that fast, but then I wouldn't be able to do this show. And I actually enjoy the pace I walk at because I get to enjoy nature at the same time. So the first thing that needs to be there is physical attraction. And I've always told men and women, I'll say it again, I'm going to keep sounding like a broken record until you all understand this and stop complaining on Reddit or other forums or YouTube or wherever you complain about this. Because it's pretty simple, okay? You go through the process of using the dating app, because that's what people do nowadays, or a dating site, right? And, you're talking to a man or a woman, right? You see each other's pictures, you like each other's pictures. And before you decide to meet, I always recommend and suggest this. I actually say this is an absolute must, okay? You want to get on the phone with that person and have a brief 30 to 60-minute phone conversation because you want to hear their tone of voice, their tonality. You want to hear their communication style. You want to hear if they sound educated or not, or if they sound, like a normal person, if they sound mentally and emotionally stable, right? You can tell a lot about someone's personality by one phone conversation. In the past, when I was single and looking, I would never meet any women that would not give me a phone conversation. I would also not meet any women that were insistent on having a video chat when they see my current pictures on my profile. Because those women that want to video chat with you are extremely, extremely, extremely picky women. Like I mentioned at the beginning, those are the ones that wouldn't even give a reasonably attractive guy a chance, right? Those are the women that are looking for the 9s and the 10s, the Chads and Tyrones I mentioned before. See, women that are reasonable are not going to have a fear that you're going to catfish them when you meet them. So they'll have a regular audio conversation with you. Well, Queen, you must have missed the first part of the show. I thought you heard what I said. I said there are many men and women that are both unreasonably picky. Okay? There's two different levels of being picky, in my opinion. There's the unreasonable level and then the reasonable level, which I won't even call it being picky. There just has to be attraction, okay? What I'm trying to get people to learn and understand here is that it's all about attraction. And attraction starts with the physical, but that's not where it ends. Attraction stems beyond physical into the mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects, right? That's why it's not easy finding someone you're compatible with, right? And they're compatible with you because the mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical all need to be there. And a lot of times nowadays, men and women are settling just based on looks, which is why they want to bypass a phone call and just meet, right? Or some of them want to do video chat to verify that you still look the same as your pictures because one or two other people that were insecure and immature, whether they're a man or a woman, catfished them. Just waiting for that person to pass on by. I'm just blitzing through this here. Okay, so now, let's talk about the reasonable men and women, right? Okay, even the good guys and the good gals are still struggling. Why are they struggling? Let's talk about that, okay? Like I said again, like a broken record, attraction is a choice and not a must. A lot of guys and gals will talk through a dating app's messaging system, right, for a while, or they'll exchange numbers, and instead of a phone call, they'll text, right? And here's the thing, guys. If you're texting a woman, here's another reason why. Here's a tip for you guys, and gals too, but this more so works for guys because women have a lot more options than men. But some guys have a lot of options too to take care of themselves, right? Here's the reason why you want to get them on the phone instead of texting, because when you're texting a woman, it allows her to multitask and talk with 5 other guys at the same time. Give me a second here. All right. Just wanted to let that woman pass on by. If you're just texting a woman, like I said, it allows her to multitask and talk to multiple other men at the same time. So when you as a man step it up and do what most other men are too chicken shit to do, and you say, let's talk on the phone and see how it feels, and then maybe set up a date if it feels right, right? If you're able to get that woman on the phone, you're going to limit her ability to multitask with other people. Now, there are people that can talk and text at the same time. And a woman you're talking with may be texting a couple other guys while she's on the phone with you. But you can tell if she's doing that because whenever somebody is texting somebody or doing something else, multitasking on their smartphone while they're talking with you on their phone, they're not completely paying attention to the conversation. And you may ask them a question and they may stutter or something, right? You got to look for all that, guys. You got to really look for that. Same with you ladies. You got to look for all of that, right? A woman that's really into you is going to just sit down, lay down on her couch or lay in her bed before she goes to bed and have a nice, easygoing, laid-back conversation with you with no distractions, okay? And I say this for men too, for both men and women. If both men and women are multitasking while they're talking on the phone, it just means that, there are other options there that they perceive could be better, but they're talking with you because they haven't established the level of, they haven't gotten to the level of where you've gotten with them, right? And that's why people drop off quick. Like you folks have to understand one thing about the modern dating world. It's like going on multiple job interviews, right? Think of the modern dating world as going to job interviews, and you're trying to get one job to survive and pay your bills, right? But if you only apply for one job, more than likely you're not going to get the first job you get. So people apply for 5 or 10 jobs, right? And they go through multiple interviews, right? That's what I used to do when I worked in retail management, and retail corporate. And because I was so well versed and I was smarter than most of those other people, right? And I knew how to interview well and dress right, smell good, and speak and all that, right? I would apply for 10 jobs, and 5 of them would call me back, and 3 or 4 of them would offer me a job. So I had my pick of the litter. And that's when it gets overwhelming, because at that point you got to figure out, okay, well, which job is going to be the best one for me, not just based on salary. And that's another thing you have to look at, right? You may get 4 job offers, right? You may get 4 job offers, but the one that pays you, somebody's coming, the one that pays you the most money may not be necessarily the best work environment, right? So it may be better to take the next best offer and have a wonderful work environment than take the best offer that is more than likely going to place you in a hostile work environment, right? If you look at dating in the same ways as you look at job hunting, you're going to be successful. But you got to leave your options open and be reasonable, right? You can't sit there and be like a lot of men and women are, especially the more attractive men and women. They're extremely picky because, the majority of women nowadays want the 9s or 10s in men. They want the top 10 or 20% of men, right? And those guys know the women want them, so those guys have their way with these women and just use them for sex. And then these women complain that there aren't any good men out there when there are still decent men, the 7s and 8s, and even maybe the 6s, right, that are reasonably average attractive, still attractive enough, right, but are better people, and they're more so looking for what you ladies want. Now, the reason why the ladies aren't going for guys like that is because most of those guys are not behaving masculine. That's another issue we'll talk about again here today. A lot of the guys, a lot of the average guys, let's just talk about the 6s, 7s, and 8s, right? The non-chads, but still decent, reasonably attractive guys that have good jobs, nice homes, nice cars, they have their shit together. They're nice guys, right? Too nice, right? Right? That's the problem right there, right? And these are the guys I was talking about, at the beginning of the show. Most of them are millennials and post-millennials, right? Gen Y millennials and Gen Z, I generation people, right? And you see these people posting on Reddit asking, you see these guys posting on Reddit asking the most ridiculous questions. And these women are confused. They're like, what do I have to do? Strip naked in front of him and tell him to take me, big boy? That's what's happening nowadays. Women are going for the 9s and 10s because at least the guys that are 9s and 10s, they're not afraid to make a move. They take care of themselves, right? And a lot of those 9s and 10s are pretty charming guys. They're just not, most of them are just not ready to settle. Some are, but most of them probably are not. Because they're seeing that, okay, why buy the cow if I can squeeze the milk for free, right? Seriously, why buy the cow if I can squeeze the milk for free? And a lot of those Chads and Tyrones, the only reason why they're Chads and Tyrones is because of the way women are behaving going after the top 10 or 20% of men, right? Women are going after what they think they want, right? And initially when this trend first started, after women were liberated 55 years ago, these Chads and Tyrones were marrying women. We're marrying those, they're hot, and the guy's hot, right? Hot guy, hot gal, right? But what ended up happening? Those women would divorce those guys after 10 or 15, 20 years and take half their assets while they were off banging somebody else, right? So what started happening? People started, when the internet became popular, men started talking about this, right? And instead of the hot top prospect guys, committing to marriage, right? They're like, okay, we know women want us. They want us, right? So, we're going to hang out with them. We're going to have fun. We're going to hook up. We're going to have sex. But we're not going to marry them. We're not going to go out of our way to please them. We're just going to hang out, right? And I'm not saying a lot of these Chads don't like going on hikes and stuff like this, right? They probably do that with those women, and they may even go to some dinners every now and then, right? But the primary reason they're with these women is for sex. And these women are loving the sex because it's good. It's a hot guy, knows what he's doing, he's confident, smells good, dresses nice, has his shit together, right? That's why the women are with these guys. When once guys figure this out, and they're like, okay, hey, if women are going to be this freaking picky, and they want us, we're not going to give them what they want. If women are going to revolt because they've been liberated and, they're doing the things they're doing today, they technically are supposed to be working. They're supposed to, have their own stuff together as well too, right? Guys are sitting there, the 9s and 10s are sitting there, and they're saying, okay, women just can't have it both ways. Now they're working, they're independent, but they still want us to take care of them. right? They still want everything, right? They're not satisfied even now that they got, liberated and they're working and they're getting their own things. They want that, and then they want our money too. They want our resources, and they don't even want to share any of theirs, right? Guys started getting smart. So what's happening nowadays? Because of all this trend, and quite frankly, here's the thing, to be real honest with you, and I'm not trying to criticize women here, but it's women that started this trend, because if all the women, and I'm talking women that are as low as a 5 and high as a 10, if women as low as a 5, 6, or 7, right, on the attraction scale, want the 9s and 10s, all women, even women that are 4s and 3s, want the 9s and 10s, right? So if women between the attraction scale of 3 and 10, if those women want the 9s and 10s, there's a very limited supply of that. And if you're doing that enough, which women did that enough for guys to pick up on what women were doing, guys are going to figure it out, and they're going to combat the game. And that's what guys are doing nowadays. The divorce rate is 60%. The divorce rate in the U.S. here and in most other countries is between 50 and 60%. Here it's about 60%. More than 1 out of every 2 people get divorced. Why is that? Because women are going with the Chads and Tyrones in their 20s, in their early 30s, when their fertility starts to drop and they're nearing what a lot of guys call the wall. I'll just call it, they're getting closer to menopause, but they're not that close, but their fertility level starts to drop in their early 30s and significantly starts to drop after 35 and is completely almost not existent after 40. Now, women can still get pregnant in their 40s, some in their 50s, but it takes a lot more work, which some guys don't mind. But, I mean, it may even take in vitro, which costs more money, right? So when guys are looking at women, when guys that want kids are looking at women, they're looking at women that are in their 20s to maybe their early 30s. Women over 35 are going to struggle more because their fertility drops more, and the chances of them having 1 or 2 or 3 kids, even just having 1 kid, is far less, right? And ladies are not realizing this, right? Ladies are not realizing this until it's too late, right? And why are they not realizing it? Because the system, through their liberated sisters, has indoctrinated them to go to college and get a degree first and be more career focused than marriage focused or family focused, right? And the truth of the matter is, no matter what any woman says, even women that say, I don't ever want to get married, don't want to have kids, this and that, it's a cop-out. Women were biologically made to want true love, companionship, and a family. And the women that don't have that, even if they say they're okay with it, are not okay with it. They're just angry and bitter because they let the system of their sisterhood lead them to believe that they don't need a man for anything, that they're better than men, right? That's what women are being led to believe nowadays, right? The way I look at it is, men and women are equal, like I said before, from an equal rights and equal opportunity standpoint, but we're biologically different, right? But the sisterhood of women being liberated is saying, ladies, you're better than men, we're stronger than men, right? And you don't need a man for anything, or you can just put it off, go to college, get a degree, show those men that you can make just as much money as they can, or more than they can, right? And guys are looking at this and saying, what's going on with women? I mean, it's all good that they're working, right? But what's attractive about a woman flexing her muscles in any capacity? I've said this before, I'll say it again. What's attractive about any woman flexing her muscles, whether it's physically, having actual muscles, right? Why would a guy want to be with a woman that can kick his, hiney, right? And even worse, if a woman makes more money than a man and she flexes her muscles saying, I make more money than you. What are you going to do about it, right? If I was with a woman like that, I'd be out, right? Not because I'm insecure that she makes more money. I don't think it's cool for anyone to flex their muscles regarding how much money they make. I'm a guy. I've made at least as much money or more money than every woman I've been with, and I've never once flexed my muscles. I've never once told my ladies I was with, or the ladies I was with, that I make more money than you. You need to step it up, right? I think people that flex their muscles, whether they're male or female, have insecurities that need to be worked through before you can give anyone in the dating world an actual chance. But guys and gals, for you reasonable people out there, for you reasonable people that are not overly picky, right? For you guys out there that are good guys and you've come across good women, and maybe you've had one or two dates and then it just didn't go anywhere further. The reason why you even got a second date is because the woman really liked you, but she was looking to see if you're going to change a few things that she wished you would have had already figured out before you met her, right? Maybe there's just one or two things off, right? And what could those one or two things be, right? Well, let's say you have a guy that is, in good shape. He's attractive. He wears nice clothing. He smells nice. But then he goes on the date with the woman, and every 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, he's being overly complimentary, right? He's putting her on a pedestal, right? He's being overly nice. He's trying very hard to impress her, right? There are a lot of guys that are reasonably attractive. They might not be the Chads and Tyrones, but they're a 7 or an 8 on the attraction scale, right? Which is still pretty attractive enough to attract most decent women, right? And they dress nice, they have good jobs, they have their shit together. And they're doing everything right except for one thing that's probably most important after the attraction is there. And that's not overdoing it. That's not being overly complimentary. That's not sucking up to your woman and basically speaking to her in a way where she feels like you can't live without her. If a woman perceives you to be the type of guy that can't live without her, then she won't be able to live with you. That's the bottom line. It should work the other way around, even in the modern world. In the modern world, women need to feel like they can't live without you to want to be with you. I don't even care if the most strongest, most empowered, richest modern day woman in the world thinks otherwise. If a woman doesn't feel like she can't live without you, she won't be able to live with you. For men, if a woman perceives that you can't live without you, she won't be able to live with you. You see what the difference is? That's called masculine and feminine energy. I powered through the first part of this walk. I think that's an egret. It's the long neck and the sharp beak. They stab their prey, the fish, and that's how they eat dinner. Let's see if I can zoom in on that egret. Oh, that is a beaut. I'm actually moving to try to get closer. Sorry. Let me try to come over here. I think that is an egret. Let me get out of the sun here. Is that beautiful, Queen? Or anyone else that's still around? That egret is just kicking back right there. I think it's waiting for some fish to come by so it can stab them with the long beak. I don't know if I can zoom in any further. Look at that. Give me a second. All right, there was a woman that just came by, and something was at my feet, and it was her little puppy. All right. Got some more people walking by. We are at 45 minutes, so we're probably looking at about. We're about 4:15. We're about 7:15 or 7:20 Eastern, Queen, something like that. Puppy is just sniffing. That's all. That's true, Queen. They do that to learn your scent, and they're very intuitive. They can tell if you're safe or not, right? That's why they smell you. So the next time you come around, they remember your scent, and they'll just, walk on by. They won't even bug you. It's how they socialize, right, Queen? It's all good. But like I've been saying in a lot of my pre-recorded videos that you folks should be watching, okay? Just because you're an average, decent-looking guy, let's say you're not a Chad or Tyrone, let's say you're a guy that's a 7 or an 8, right? I consider myself, at my age and all that, to be probably about a 7.5 on the attraction scale. I've been watching them. Thank you, Dion. I appreciate it. I hope you're getting some value from them, bro. I consider myself to be a 7.5 on the attraction scale, right? So, even at my age, I'm still, decent looking enough to be able to attract women from all ages, right? Doesn't mean it's going to work out, right? But what eventually allows me to get from a first or second date into a relationship? It's how I carry myself as a man. And how I continuously take care of myself. For example, last night, I went out with my lady. I was wearing my nice hat I sometimes wear in the studio, my $80 wool hat. I'm not trying to show off, but I like nice things. I like to look good when I go out. I like to look good, period. Just for myself, which I know it also looks good for the lady, right? So I was just going on a couple-hour date with her to a sports bar that we've been to before. She liked it. I liked it too. I'm like, yeah, let's do it, right? I trimmed my beard, colored my beard with Just for Men, and I even shaved my head. There was no need for me to shave my head because I was wearing a hat and we weren't going to do anything. We're just hanging out, right? But I still shaved my head. And after dinner, we were hanging out in my car for a little bit. I took off my hat. See, I even shaved my head. She goes, you knew you weren't getting laid tonight and you still shaved your head? I'm like, yeah, I wanted to look good for not only for me, but for you too. And it makes me feel good, right? One of the most attractive things to women is taking care of yourself. And that goes beyond, your physical characteristics. Sure, you need to be in reasonably decent shape, right? And sure, if you have a cute face, right, and your body is proportionate and you have a nice lifted butt like I do even at age 47, right, almost 48, sure, that's going to work to your benefit. But what I mean by taking care of yourself, you know, is keep yourself groomed, okay? Keep yourself groomed. Shower every day. Lather with some nice soap. You know, shave every day, right? Don't let yourself go, even for a day, because if you let yourself go even for a day or two, it's going to be hard for you to get back on track. Now, I'm a little different. There are times where I may not go out for 2 or 3 days, right, with friends or family, or with the lady, right? And I may not even shower on those days, but I'm not going anywhere, right? And if I do a stream, I wash my face. You can't smell me on my stream. I still look presentable, right? In that situation, that's okay, because here's the thing. I know that the moment something comes up, I'm going to shave myself, shave my head, shave my face, shower, press my clothes, and be ready to go, right? But most guys, you know, once they turn things around from not taking care of themselves to taking care of themselves, need to constantly do it every day, whether you're going out or not, until you make it a habit. Because if not, you're going to revert back to the other way. So it's not just your physical attributes. Yes, those do help. But let me tell you, one of the most attractive things to women, even if you're just an average looking guy, if you're an average looking guy and you're in reasonably okay shape, right? But you smell good, you've got nice deodorant on, nice cologne. And another thing, and your skin is soft. I'm 47, almost 48. And my woman always tells me, you got really soft and nice skin for your age. Like, wow, you don't look your age. And I'm like, well, thank you. How do you do that? Well, I shower almost every day, or I take Epsom salt baths. Plus, I use special shampoo made by Irish Spring for men, but it has like aloe vera and cocoa butter in it on top of the regular blend of Irish Spring. It's a soap for men, but it keeps my skin moisturized and hydrated, right? Now, to most men out there, right? Most men out there that don't take care of themselves will say that I sound like something I won't say that'll probably get me removed or demonetized. They'll probably say that I'm not a real man. I'm something else. I think you folks know what I want to say. They'll say, I'm just going to let you figure that out on your own, right? There are different types of men, you know, that are more feminized, extremely feminized, that do that, right? But in all actuality, some of the strongest alpha males and the Chads and Tyrones, they take care of themselves at that level. Why? Because they know that's what attracts women. These Chads and Tyrones, they know what attracts women. So that's another thing right there. You have to be reasonable, right? If you're a guy, you can't expect a woman to just make exceptions for things that you're lacking that you wouldn't make exceptions if she was lacking. That's part of the issue nowadays with lots of guys. Lots of guys expect, even the good guys, they don't even realize this. Even a lot of the good, reasonable guys, they expect the woman to accept them the way they are, but they won't accept the woman unless she's the way he wants her to be physically, right? Well, I hate to tell you guys, or I don't hate to tell you, it's the truth. It works both ways. Attraction, physical attraction is a two-way street, right? Right? If you want something real with a woman, right, and she wants something real with you, 100% genuine, authentic, right? Which is rare nowadays, but not impossible. You both need to be reasonable with your expectations, and you both need to be 100% physically attracted to each other the moment you lay eyes on each other, right? And you both need to do whatever it takes to stay healthy and fit. Because the moment that you slip, or the moment that she slips, especially with the way the world is, even if you're married 10 or 20 years, there are people that have been married 10 or 20 years. They stayed in great shape. Okay. This was kind of odd here. I was on the outside part of the trail, and there was a woman that was on her phone looking down and was coming right at me. Now I'm looking at her instead of walking on the trail. Now I'm looking at her, and she's zigzagging left and right on the trail like she's kind of drunk, but she's not. I think she's thinking that if she zigzags across a paved path, that she's going to get more caloric benefit, more calories burned as a benefit. There's no difference in zigzagging across a paved path. I bet one of her lady friends told her that, Dion. If you zigzag your way across the entire trail, you're going to burn more calories. No, it's the same distance. You may work a few muscles a little bit more, that may be it, but I mean, that's just really weird when you're on the trail to do this. It's like, okay, let's just go left, right, let's do that. I mean, if I did a stream doing this, right? I'm just giving you an example here, right? I mean, wouldn't this get annoying, right? Let's just do this, all right? I mean, I'm looking to see if anyone's coming because I don't want to look ridiculous here. Queen is laughing. I mean, I've seen everything, folks. I tell you, and that's a woman. No disrespect. I'm a good guy. Don't get me wrong. That's a woman right there. That to me is something that would throw me off about her mental and emotional state. That even if I was single, she wanted to go on a date, I wouldn't give her the time of day because that's just weird to me. That's a emotionally and mentally weird thing. And because women are already naturally emotional beings and they respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment at a normal biological level, when you see something off like that on top of their normal emotions, you gotta let that go. Move on, right? I'm around a 10 on the attraction scale. That's pretty cocky, bro. Actually, that's kind of arrogant, Dion, but you're just messing around. No, Dion, here's the thing. Okay? And this is why I hate having to preface with these moronic guys on YouTube that would take this out of context, right? Before I say this, I'll preface, I do have a female girlfriend, and it's all good, and I love women, right? So before I say, Dion, you're a good-looking dude. I mean, you're in good shape, and you are up there. So you probably have no problem getting poontang, right? You know what poontang is? But it's more than that, brother, right? I'm sure you've had your fun of poontang, right? But you're at the point right now where you're like, man, I'm in my early 30s and, I need to start getting my shit together, right? That's where you're at, Dion. I've been there, bro. I've been there. I was 30 once, almost 18 years ago. Jesus Christ, man. That's a long time ago, man. God damn. Poontang is delicious. It can be, as long as the woman takes care of herself, brother. I mean, like we say, hey, look. I'll share a story here that I've never shared before. In my younger days, I went out with a woman. We had a really, really good time, right? And, on the second date, she had invited me over for dinner. Really liked me. And she was cute. I liked her too, right? And, woman's not going to invite you over to her place for dinner unless she wants your sausage, brother. That's the truth of the matter, right? So to you young guys out there, pay close attention. She invited me over to her place for dinner. Does that mean she wants me? Oh, yeah, more than likely. You're not going to go there and say, oh, I'm here because you want my sausage. No, dude, you go there, have dinner, and let the night go where it's supposed to go. But yeah, a woman's not going to invite you over and cook dinner for you if she doesn't really want your sausage, brother. You just got to play it cool, right? So she made a great dinner, right? And then, things were starting to get a little hot and heavy, right? On the couch and stuff, right? And this woman enjoyed a lot of foreplay, and I like that too, right? And she had told me one of her favorite things. Let me wait for. Give me a second here. I'm gonna let that woman go by before I talk about this, because man, Jesus. She goes, one of her favorite things that she enjoys is foreplay, and that's foreplay in the lower region below the waist, that area, right? But she would tell me, she told me, she goes, I'm glad you like that. I can't wait because most guys don't like that. So I end up starting off going down there. And let me tell you, it smelled like rotten fish that was 100 years old. Like, it was the most foul fucking, oh man, it was the worst stench. God, I could not take it, right? And I ended up making something up. I think I made it like I had a headache or something, right? I just wasn't feeling well. And, I snuggled up with her. Nothing happened after that. And after that, I never saw her again. And I was younger. And even to this day, how do you tell a woman that she has a stinky box? Let's just call it a stinky box, right? I'm trying to keep this professional, respectful, and mature, right? So, look, taking care of yourself in a reasonable way works for both men and women. It's not just guys out there that aren't taking care of themselves and smelling good. Some women don't. Now, most women do. Women are a lot better at taking care of themselves than men. Even the overweight women. Here's the thing. This is what really, really, really gets to me. How badly guys have declined nowadays. Even the overweight women. The really overweight women take better care of themselves. At least they don't smell and they dress nice compared to most men nowadays. That's pretty sad and pathetic, guys. What's going on? What's going on? Let's see. Dion, aka Sipusmo, says that, or if she invites you over for wine, is pretty much a wrap if they don't screw it up. Right, bro. I mean, hey guys, this woman I've been on 2 dates with invited me over to her place. She wants to cook me dinner. Does that mean she wants my sausage? Come on, man. Let me come off here because there's a dude coming on the opposite side of the trail. He's not moving over. Man. Some people today are just acting weird. Like, some people they'll like live out here, and like this dude is literally walking. Like, let me show you. Like, let me show you. He's walking on the left side of the trail, right? Now we have a lot of foreigners here that work in high tech, so they're probably used to their country, right? But this is the U.S. We walk and drive on the right, and we pass on left. That's how we do it. Anyway, it's all good. I'm very diverse, and I live in one of the most diverse areas on the planet. Absolutely. Let's see what else. What else was said there? Eli, write a book. Nobody can know about this. Oh, come on, Queen. You can say that again. LOL. Were you talking about the stinky box? Listen, we're on YouTube. We've got to speak in code about a lot of things, right? We got to try to keep it professional, respectful, and mature. But look, if some guy was like reviewing this video, right, for monetization or something, right, and he heard me say stinky box, I think that guy would probably know what a stinky box is. He's probably experienced a few stinky boxes in his life, right? I mean, look, when you occasionally get a woman with a stinky box, which is very rare, I mean, that's, oh God. My woman's probably laughing right now. If she's even listening to this right now. She probably is. She's probably gonna ask me tonight, is my box stinky, babe? No, babe, it smells like roses. It smells like honey and roses and peaches and all that good smelling stuff, right? Trust me. If it wasn't smelling good, I would have either told you by now or I wouldn't have kept coming back. I love these Walking with Purpose live streams. They're just very raw and real and natural, you know. Dion loves this stuff, right? So we got the sun going down. Dion, see what you started? Queen LOL. Dion Sipusmo says, nothing worse than sour putang. LOL. You're right, bro. You're right, bro. I mean, I'd rather smell a woman's stinky armpits than sour poontang, you know? In the same ways, you know, that they want their man to smell good too, right? Oh, there's some dude entering the trail from the side path. And he's on the Bluetooth and he's talking loud like a salesman. He's talking really loud. I was like, oh, yeah. Because I was showing you folks this the last time I was on this trail doing a live stream, that there's another way to enter here. Maybe I'll park there at some point and enter the trail from there. I think, yeah, that dude ended up going the other way, which is good. I got people coming behind me. No big deal. Just a second here, folks. So Dion and anyone else, I was thinking about doing a Crazy Dating Stories Volume 3 tonight from the studio at around 7 or 7:30. It's probably a good night to do it. My woman's working until 7. And so she'll be home about 7:20, 7:30. And so I figure I'd do a stream for an hour and a half or 2 hours, ended by about 9 Pacific my time. Then we can have a conversation to the woman behind the scenes if you're listening. After that, I'm just letting you know what the plan is going to be. I'm probably just going to go home and eat some leftovers from last night. The bar that we go to is very reasonably priced, and they have high quality, large portions of food. That's what I love, right? Especially nowadays with inflation, right? So, for like $17, I get, a double burger, 2 half-pound patties, right? With cheddar cheese on each patty and onions, onion rings. That's the only bad part about it. And bacon and stuff like that. And literally, I cannot eat a pound of beef in one day. That's just a lot. I mean, I probably could eat it in one sitting, but I wouldn't eat the rest of the day. A pound of beef is a lot. Half a pound of ground beef for me is a good amount of protein for me, and really fills me up good for the entire day, right? Or if I eat in the evening, for the rest of the evening and throughout the rest of throughout the beginning of the new day, right? And it's also there are some no carbohydrates. It's lower in calories, but it makes you it keeps you fuller longer, and it gives you energy. The protein gives you energy. That's the secret to losing weight. That's practically called the Atkins diet, right? The low carb diet or the no carb diet, right? That's been scrutinized, but it actually works. And it works because it keeps you feeling fuller longer with more energy. Because when you eat simple carbs turn into sugar, and guess what? Sugar turns into fat. And then you're hungry again 20 minutes after you just had some simple carbs, right? I think Dion knows a lot about simple carbs. Dion, for you to be pretty fit for your age, which you're still young, but you're not in your 20s anymore, I think you know about simple carbs and complex carbohydrates. The complex carbohydrates are, the veggies and the whole grains and stuff like that, right? If you're going to have some pasta and stuff like that, have whole grain pasta. If you're going to eat bread, eat whole grain. Let me come over here. There's some people that are coming, and the sun's beginning to go down. I've been a lot of people are running this trail pretty quickly right now. Maybe they're just trying to get out before it gets dark. I mean, there's still another 20 minutes to half an hour before it gets totally dark. Wheat bread's the best. It is, Queen. No, wheat bread is good for you. Whole grain bread. Any type of whole grain type of bread, wheat bread, etc. Way better. The worst bread for you is white bread. It's all bleached and stuff, right? It's just, don't get me wrong. Remember that Wonder Bread, the white bread? When I was a little kid, my mother would buy that. I would eat half a loaf in like an hour, right? But I was also playing lots of sports. And I was, back in those days, my brother and I were literally probably burning 6,000 to 8,000 calories per day with the amount of sports we played and running we did and all that. So it's like we would eat like garbage disposals because we needed to replenish that, right? And even though we didn't gain weight, eating a half a loaf of white Wonder Bread, which tastes damn good, is not good for you. It's not that healthy. I'd eat the Wonder Bread. And my mother's like, "What happened to the Wonder Bread?" I'm going, I ate half of it. Oh, man. I used to eat like a pig because I had the calories. And I didn't even know really what calories were back then. The thing is, I would play lots of sports, and And then now I know what was happening is I was burning like 6 to 8,000 calories per day on top of what my body burned, right? And I was calorie deficient, right? So in order to maintain my weight, I had to eat a ton of food. So my mother would buy stuff at the supermarket, and I would go through all the food in a couple days. She's like, I got to go to the supermarket again. Well, after that, my family started going to Price Club, which is now Costco. But in Redwood City, where I was born and raised, the Costco in Redwood City used to be a Price Club before, Costco bought it out and they changed the name like 15, 20 years ago or so. All right, we're back to the final stretch, back to my car here. Got another maybe 20, 25 minutes, folks, so get any questions, comments, and concerns that you may have in the chat. If you folks would like for me to do a Crazy Dating Stories Volume 3 tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, let me know. I haven't set up the stream yet, but it won't take me that long to set it up. I've actually got a pretty good system down now where I can even get a live stream going from the studio pretty quickly. I mean, it still takes some work, good 30 minutes of work, but it used to take me an hour to an hour and a half to get one going. But that's why I also switched making most of my thumbnails from Adobe Photoshop to Canva, because Canva has some really, really cool integrated features that allow you to do things faster, right? See, I can use Photoshop and do things manually, and it's great. But the convenience of Canva is, number one, there are a lot of images and transparent and regular images that are integrated, and you have a commercial license to use them. So there are no copyright issues, right? And it's just easy. You don't have to go searching for the stuff or go to the other site I used to go to, which I can't, Pixabay, and download it and then import it into Photoshop and blah blah blah, right? Canva does the whole thing. So I'll say this, I did a 1 month free trial of Canva Premium, and I knew I was going to keep it anyway, but I'm in my second month now, paying $12.99 per month. It's definitely worth it. This is an unpaid endorsement. If you're looking to create great quality thumbnails, high quality, and have tons of images at your disposal that are safe to use on YouTube, Canva. I want to see if there's an affiliate link, because I'm going to promote Canva. I can do that. I need to start promoting some affiliate links. Affiliate marketing is another great way to make money, more so when your YouTube channel grows bigger. But it doesn't hurt to just throw them, in the description even now, because once your channel does take off and you get more views, it'll just be there on those videos. You never know which videos are going to go viral or not. There's lots of construction going on in the Bay Area, and even near where I live, I've been hearing like construction vehicles all day. Now, I don't know what they're doing over there. I think that's the area over there, which is the trail by the athletic. No, it's not. That's the other way. They may be putting in a trail over there. I don't know. Maybe they're adding to the Bay Trail. Let's see. Give me a second here. I don't know how far I can go out. I know I'm in digital zoom now. What are they doing over there? I'm surprised this thing can even zoom out that far. The 12 Pro Max is a good phone. That's definitely digital zoom, but not bad for digital zoom. It only goes 2.5 times optical. I had a tweet that went viral last night, and I did not know until I looked, and it was over 1,000 views. What was it on, Queen? Just kind of curious. What was it on? Anyway, so like we've been talking about here today, guys, you know, are all women really that picky? Or is it just the men that aren't good enough, right? And it's a combination of both. Dion says, really, Queen? It's a combination of both, just to kind of sum this up towards the end of the stream here, okay? Like I said at the beginning of the stream, there are picky men and women. Lots of them, right? Unreasonably picky. See, in order to get people to understand the difference of pickiness, because to a certain extent, every human being naturally is going to be picky. I don't care what you say. We know what we call that? We call that a preference, right? A more professional and mature way to state every human being to a certain extent is normally and naturally picky. That's called a preference. We have a preference, right? Okay. Some guys have a preference of dating brunettes over blondes. To be honest with you, like I prefer dating a brunette. Have I dated a blonde before? Sure, and it was a good relationship. But see, that's a preference of mine that I'm flexible on, right? Okay? Do I prefer to date a woman that's in excuse me, allergies. There we go, clear my throat. Do I prefer to date a woman that's in reasonably decent shape? You know, not too thin, but not too big either, right? Right? That's what my preference is, right? But, you know, what if the woman's a little bit thinner, right? Like, the woman I'm with's a little bit thinner right now, which is not a bad thing. She went through some things and lost a lot of weight. But as of last night, she told me she gained 3 pounds back, which I'm like, that's great. I said we're gonna keep fattening you up, baby. It's all good. See, I'm not judgmental about it. I'm not picky about it. I have a preference where I like a nice big fat juicy $A $sign, Dion. You know what an $A $sign is, right? But I'm not judgmental because I've dated, I've had great relationships with women that had smaller, cuter $A signs, right? It's just a preference. There's a difference between a preference and being picky, right? Okay? I think that's going to be a topic I'm going to do at some point. The difference between a preference and being picky, right? Preference versus picky. I love a nice ass, says Dion. A big juicy one, right? Where you could slap that, right? Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no! Take a look at me. Do you really like what you see? Do you think you can? Do you think you can do me? Kiss me, pretty baby. Touch me all over. Okay, enough of that. The time was 6 o'clock on the Swatch watch. No time to kill. No, sorry, no time to chill. Got a date. Can't be late. Hey! Excuse me, the girl's gonna, you know what, right? Oh man, they don't make music like they used to, you know? It was much, the times were much better when I was growing up. The 80s and even the 90s. The 90s were great, man. The 90s had some great songs, man. Belle Bib DeVoe. Yo, Slick Blow. She's driving me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to find. Right? I will take the 80s, says Queen. Can't get it out of my head. Miss her, kiss her, love her, I want you. I can't say that. That girl is poison. And they go on and say, never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison. Yeah, that's the thing nowadays. Never trust a big butt and a smile, right? I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I don't want to upset my lady. It wasn't even going to be about her. It was going to be about something else, somebody else. But I'm not going to say that right here publicly, right? Oh man. I'll take this time right now to just once again continue to thank everyone for your continued support. It's been an interesting time for me lately. I've transitioned into, probably about 6 months ago, I transitioned into a rebrand where I'm just using my Coach Eli, Elias Melas name, and bought a new high-end laptop, a new high-end Sony a6400 digital camera that I use for my in-studio live streams. I've invested a lot. A year ago, I got the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Got a better phone for mobile stuff. All right. And got the equipment, and it was all about getting a consistent schedule going where I can pump out some very high quality content, audio and video, and the actual content being high quality as well. And I've gotten myself on a routine, and it's going to keep on coming, folks. I'm going to keep on pumping out a lot of content until I just can't do it no more. Somebody's coming. Give me a second here. All right. It's a little late to be doing this trail right now, but some people, they will bring like a headlamp and stuff. I mean, you could bring a headlamp. I have one of those. I could bring a headlamp and do this later, but it just wouldn't work for the video unless I put this big light on top of my selfie stick. But now I prefer to do my walks during the day. The nighttime is typically for in-studio streams and stuff like that. That's what that's there for. Anyway, folks, I'm going to start wrapping this up in a few minutes, and the last 10 minutes or so of this walk, I'm going to do it off the air. Again, I want to thank you all for continuing to support the channel through a time of transition. If there's any content I can create for you right now, for the time being, I'm willing to do it free of charge. So you don't have to go to my website, and typically I charge $19 to create a video with a topic request, but right now I'm offering that for free, right? So feel free to either email me at coacheli at coacheli@eliasmelas.com or comment below in the comment section and make your topic suggestions. Now, I'm very good at figuring out who's a troll and who's not. Give me a second here. There's somebody sitting at the bench. I'm going to be quiet. I think most trolls know that I spot them a mile away, and they don't troll as much anymore, but occasionally they still try to slip one past me. If you're thinking of doing that and me making a piece of content that's not going to mean anything, I won't make any content that I don't feel is going to bring value to my entire audience. So keep that in mind. You know, if you're a genuine, legit person and you'd like me to even address your own issue, you can send me an email and I would be happy to help you solve something personally or professionally. And you can keep it anonymous, even if I know who you are, right? Or even if you send me an email from an email that has your real name on it, you can ask me to keep it anonymous, and I will. It's not even about, putting out your real name. It's about sharing the story and helping people work through something, and at the same time allowing others to listen to your story and the advice given on how you can turn it around, so that way if they relate to your issue, it'll help them too. So if that's something that you're interested in, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. And for the time being right now, probably between now and throughout the end of the year, I'll be doing those requests free of charge. When the new year comes around, when 2022 comes around, by that point, there are going to be even some more changes for the better, which I'll announce at some point soon. I've got a lot in the works, folks. There's a lot in the works. And I'm a one-man show, and I'm doing it myself. But I'm good at doing it, so I can make it happen. At some point, I'll have to hire somebody, but not quite yet. I can still do it. There's a lot coming. And I hope you all stick around and make more people aware so they can become a part of it as well and see what's coming, because the people that stick around are going to learn amazing things in the most simplest ways possible to better their lives and get whatever they want. All right, folks. I want to thank you all for taking the time to be here today, whether you're here live or on the replay. Someone's coming. Have yourselves a great one, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, definitely I'll probably do an in-studio stream, because I'm going to be pre-recording some videos probably tomorrow, Walking with Purpose style. So no walking stream tomorrow. That'll be back on Wednesday. Tonight and tomorrow, you'll probably get in-studio streams from me and more daily bite-sized Walking with Purpose pre-recorded content in 4K at 60 frames per second coming all week and even all next week. I'll be recording those. I'm thinking I'm going to do it tomorrow. Have a good night. Take care.